Hey, Ina, have you heard about Martha's caramelized shallots? Why, yes, Savannah. I do think that caramelized shallots would probably be superior. The thing is, after being on the Martha Stewart show, I unfortunately found out that shit's trademarked, like my bangs. Watch me try and cook an Ina Garten mystery recipe that I have no idea what it is, with a bag of mystery ingredients, and 3 minutes to figure it out, starting now. Salt, basil, olive oil, puff pastry, bottle of wine, duh, onions, black pepper, thank God, Parmesan, tomato, garlic and herb goat cheese, ooh, fancy organic thyme, garlic, receipt, no. All right, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. What did you make, Ina? What did you make? It's looking to me like a tart, right? Some kind of a savory galette. Wine, we're gonna deglaze with that, / drink it. Goat cheese, that can be a base. Parmesan, that can go over the top. Tomato, we have onion, we have herbs, we have garlic. Caramelized onion tart with tomato and goat cheese. 40 seconds on the timer, and I'm ready with my one question. Are the tomatoes cooked? Okay, the tomatoes are cooked. Gotta soften the goat cheese. Saute pan, saute pan. Give myself a little time challenge there, get the pan heating, and then see if I can get the onion sliced before it's ripping hot to make the oil smoke. That's what it feels like to have a baby on your hip, except, you know, like 20 pounds heavier. All right, we're gonna go super thin because I don't wanna wait for this to caramelize forever and ever. That wasn't extremely thin. Oh my God, my eyes are burning. It's a very long time. Ina? Is it Ina? Is it Ina? Every time I think I've got it, it's the other one. I learned some things today about Ina. One, that like Julia Childs, she worked for the government, except that she was in the nuclear division, which is nuts. You wouldn't look at her and think nuclear, right? You look at her and think cosmopolitan. Ugh, I'm impressing even myself here. I think it's ready. No butter, olive oil. I guess we're sauteing in olive oil. Ina, come here, onions. Lowering the heat, let that do its thing. But she got her start by being on the Martha Stewart show. All right, this is the real dirt on her. Perfect Barefoot Contessa, the dirt you never knew. She says to the camera, I'm actually a very nervous cook, and admitted that she will make a recipe sometimes up to 20 times before it goes in her cookbook or before she serves it to someone. And now she is calm during the show because she's made that recipe 20 times. I don't know if I should slice these and roast them over the top of the galette, or if I should just dice them, saute them with a little bit of garlic. I think we're gonna do a nice little fresh topping on there. No, I think we're not. I think we're gonna saute them. No, I think we should do fresh. No, we should saute. I specifically remember this segment on the Food Network. We watched it at my grandma's house because growing up, we didn't have a TV in the house until I was like 12. And even then it was like the Andy Griffith Show or the Passion of the Christ. That's it. So I learned to cut tomatoes from, I thought it was Ina, it was actually that racist white woman from the South with the curly white hair, and I have this vivid memory of her being like, when you cut a tomato, you don't cut it like this because you'll smush the top and all the innards go out. And she took her knife and she went boop, boop, boop. Paula Deen, that's who it was. Oh my God, she was awful. Here, we're just gonna, there we go. It's breast cancer awareness, you guys. If you got a boob that looks like that, take it in. Although this is a great way to smuggle goods into movie theaters, because who's gonna ask? TSA, they're probably gonna give you a little pat down. It's gonna be so disappointing when they actually get under there and I'm like, oh yeah, that's all A. Oh. Do you hear the onions singing the song of, oh, too hot, too hot. They are crying out and saying, hit me with the wine, will you please? You glug it right on in. You have a swig and then you grin. Josh, your Cabernet is superior. I don't know what just happened. Whoa! I burnt my lip. It's still burning. Can you imagine making a recipe 20 times because you're concerned that a quarter teaspoon of something isn't gonna be good enough? And you know, it's like her whole background is business. And granted, she's built a pretty impressive empire. You know, Martha made sure she was a little further down on the chain because you gotta, you know, can't keep that top dog down. Came out of prison and was like, move over, Ina. But for being a businesswoman, I'm like, you're gonna make a recipe 20 times? 20 times? Think on the labor. Think on the ROI on that. Holy shit. I may not have an economics degree, but I do know that you do not need to repeat something 20 times before you fucking serve it to table 4. That's where restaurants die. You get these freaking creative chefs who are certain that they are the next big thing. They've got a Michelin star coming. They're gonna be nominated for a James Beard Award if they can just get this one creative thing down. And they're terrible at managing labor. They're terrible at managing costs. They just stand back there while the service is falling to pieces around them. The dishwasher's called out because the dishes, I've literally seen a dish bin that goes from here to here, and cooks just flinging blenders, piles of dishes, piled high like this. We have an hour to dinner services start, and the dishwasher's like, I'm out, this is terrible. And the chef's over there being like, I think I'm gonna make dirt and worms, right? I'm gonna make this fancy take on dirt and worms for this little, ticketed dinner that I'm doing. And everyone's sweating, the sous chef is about to strangle him. Diners are pouring into the start of dinner service. I guess the chefs never learn either. You know it's an Ina Garten recipe because it in fact needs more wine. You would think someone with an economics degree would know not to invest in a restaurant. They mortgaged their house twice to open that thing. I didn't need a degree in business to fail at a restaurant. I can do that just fine on my own, trust me. Like, all you need is some willpower and to think that you have something special to offer the community, speaking from personal experience. I'm gonna saute the garlic. Now is the time in the recipe where you can just relax, let the onions caramelize, flip your bangs to the side, because you know that I have made this recipe over 200 times. Every quarter teaspoon is gonna come out perfectly. You can just take these thyme leaves that I grew in my garden, that my husband, Jeffrey, has come home and has plucked for me. In them, you can smell our love and the perfection of the life that we have created here. Dude. You ever had to pick a pound at a time? Like, get it the frick done. Don't need the love from your husband and your very well-tended garden in the Hamptons. You know what we called this in the restaurant industry? Doing time. What is it doing over there? Ina, it's not where we keep knives in professional kitchens. My God. Oh, excuse me guys, she's a home cook. She doesn't have any professional training. Sure, you stabilize your cutting board, but you know what? You're out of towels because it's a restaurant and everyone's a cheap ass and the chef's running this place into the ground, so just don't lose a finger or he's gonna be pissed. Oh shit, I meant to put that in the onions, now it's in the tomatoes. A little olive oil, beautiful. Would I add some vinegar if I had it? I would, but it's not in her recipe that she tested 20 times. A little pepper, lovely. All right, take your puff pastry that's at the perfect temperature, been chilled for 96 hours exactly. You can just take it in all its beige glory, give it a little roll, slap anything on it, and it's gonna come out and people are gonna be like, wow. Now the biggest mistake you could possibly make with any kind of puff pastry, I tell you right now, I have seen it in action and it is ugly, is to forget to put it on a piece of parchment paper before you put all the toppings on. I have seen 5 people crowded around nervous with spatulas, they've had too much wine and they know that this dinner is about to end in failure. Here a bunch of corporate engineers are come together to try and have a team building. They all just stand in the corner and pretend they have personalities. The chef and I sneak in, we get 2 spatulas, 1, 2, over it goes. And you're like, excuse me. On it goes. You're like, okay, you haven't built any bridges lately, have you? Okay, none that I have to drive across? Good. So then you take your boob cheese. That is now the perfect temperature. And if this disgusts you, you might want to take a real hard look at where the milk to make this cheese is coming from, because that is a cow titty, through and through. Cow titty. So you take your titty cheese, and as all good titty packaging should be, it's a little hard to get into. You got to keep that anticipation. This one opens from the front. It's front clasp. And you just spread that boob cheese right across the pastry. Take our nicely caramelized onions here. Well, I could have gone a little farther, but you know, the next 19 times we make this, we'll really nail it. I guess we're just putting it all in there together. Gonna get right in there. A little olive oil. Bleeding as we go. Ina, where is the egg wash? Okay, all right, that's, you know, as we said, we give her a pass. We'll give her a pass. Promise myself I wouldn't be that kind of chef. It's fine. Now we're trying to recreate what they made here, but I can't not put the egg wash on it. Oh. Check it out. Not half bad. I feel like a server at Olive Garden. Tell me when. Pretending to smile. Oh my God, my arm is dying. I hate you all. And you want pepper too? Oh my God. Tiny cutting board. So a chiffonade, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. You just take your beautiful garden-grown leaves, lay them out, and you roll that up like you know your way around a joint. Isn't that so easy? Told you, parchment paper. Wows everyone, especially the engineers. They've never seen such a feat in their life. And then, like it's a tablecloth, you just lightly lift and whip that right out of there. It's that wine-coffee combo. I can't quite get all the way out of her character. The wine is sticking around. It'd be really great if her character stuck around to do the dishes after this. That'd be fantastic. You get your knife that means business and you just get in there. Oh yeah. Ooh, would you look at that? See how we did. Got a little snap in the crust, so we know we didn't totally sog it. Fabulous flavor from simple ingredients. One more taste, a little bit more of the crust in there, you know. Pepperidge Farms, maybe that'll come through. Save the day here. Oh, it's like a glob of onion dough. Let's see what we were supposed to make. What's my page number?
92.
92. Oh my God, look. Just right off the bat. Wine, beautiful garden, foliage. She's really got it all worked out. Except for this tart, not digging that. Tomato and goat cheese tarts. We did make what we were supposed to make. Saute the onions and garlic until the onions are limp and there's almost no moisture remaining in the skillet. Limp onions, y'all, that's how we're starting. I didn't use a 1/4 teaspoon of the herbs. That must be where we went wrong here. Cook for another 10 minutes with some wine till the onions are lightly browned. Remove from the heat. Score a border around the thing. Yeah, we didn't need to do that. Prick the inside. You don't need to prick it. Sprinkle a tablespoon of grated Parmesan on each round, staying inside the border. Not my forte. Place 1/4 of the onion mixture on each circle. Again, staying within the scored edge. Granted, this is her 20th time she's made this recipe, so, you know, she means it. Crumble 1 ounce of goat cheese on top. Place a tomato in the center of each tart. Brush the tomato lightly with olive oil and sprinkle with basil and salt. Scatter 4 or 5 shards of Parmesan on each tart. Bake till the pastry is golden brown. The bottom sheet pan may need an extra few minutes in the oven. Serve hot or warm. Well, Ina, I'm still confused. I respect ya. Did not care for that tart. Maybe it's better in the Hamptons. Maybe I should have finished the bottle of wine and that would have done it for me. That's a wrap. I'm Savannah. Follow me for more.